Yeah, but the thing is, like, there's no friendship to go back to because there wasn't really one in the first place. Like, he's just waiting. So
that's all it was.
So, ladies, if you sleep with any one of your guy friends, don't worry. There wasn't a friendship to begin with. He was just waiting for you to be vulnerable so he could sleep with you.
Or if you feel
I agree.
Or if you feel like none of your guy friends want to sleep with you.
But then you're like, oh well, Jimmy's not that way, or Deshaun, or you pick a fucking name.
Deshaun?
I don't know.
Why you using black names? Hold on.
Because I use Jimmy every time. Okay.
Deshaun? No, I ain't never heard you say
today.
Deshaun.
You pick
Deshaun Watson, nigga.
This is your goddamn.
Welcome back to the It's Better This Way podcast. I am your boy TJ.
And I am EJ.
What's up with your sir?
Say it out.
What up, what up?
How you living, man?
Living well, brother. It's we closing in on this horrible ass January, you know, but it's been January for a few months now.
I agree.
It's been January for a few months?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Or
yes.
it's like suckiness or something?
No, it's just been a long ass January.
Yeah.
A long ass January. We was just talking about that before the podcast got started. Like it seemed like the first half of the month went by super slow. I mean super fast, and then all of a sudden it's going by super slow.
I can get with that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is almost February, like in 2 days.
Yes.
Or maybe 3. I don't know. I gotta look at the calendar.
By the time this podcast come out, it will be February. So happy Black History Month.
Because it's in February, right?
Yes, indeed.
Already, I'm just making sure you know.
Yes, I know.
Just making sure. But we got some special guests in the building, man.
We definitely do.
We got the ladies of Creative Couture in the building.
Hey.
We got Jamie and Steph. What's up, ladies?
Not much. What's going on?
Oh, what's up, Steph?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, okay. Look, okay. I'm a Taurus.
I like long walks at night.
Favorite color's red.
Okay, good. Mine is too.
Okay. Look.
Connection?
Just taking, guys.
Yo, people connected. Do people still ask that question when people are first starting to get to know each other? Like, what's your favorite color? Do people still ask that question?
I feel like it's a filler, though.
It's a filler?
It's definitely a filler. You know, like, yeah, it definitely is.
Like, can you be in your 30s still asking, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite color?
What's your favorite food?
I mean, you should definitely know what your partner's favorite color is, but I don't know if I'd ask in the very beginning. Like,
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a weird question.
I need to know up front. What's your favorite color? Yeah.
Really? It's pretty important.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, definitely. What?
I think so.
You think so too?
Yeah. You know, I was just gonna say like how y'all feel about like when you first meet somebody. I'm not sure who I was in a relationship in here, but when you first meet somebody and like conversation, because conversation is definitely important in a relationship. But when you become the only one that's carrying the conversation, I feel like that's a lot, because I get turned off honestly when I'm like the only one, because I can hold a conversation, I can make a conversation, but if I'm the only one that's continuing to do this and you not asking me nothing, I feel like that's a problem.
I agree. Conversation is definitely what attracts me to somebody, as far as like I need to know like where your mindset is at, you know?
I got friends like that, like male friends. Like they call me. Like, hey, what's up, TJ? Hey, what's happening, man? What's going on? Nothing.
Just checking on you.
Now he don't even say that.
Oh.
Like I gotta be the one to ask the question. Like, okay, so the fam good? Yep.
Yeah, that's
everybody
awkward.
straight.
It's
Like,
good.
why you call me, bro?
Yeah, that's kind of
But ladies, we definitely thank you guys for joining us today. This is gonna be cool. We do have a couple shout outs, and when I say couple, it's literally just a few of them. Like
I put some more people in there because I forgot to put some in there, but it's in there.
It didn't update on my end, but I'll let you shout them out.
Okay.
So shout out to Chisel, shout out to Chantel, shout out to Bruce Leroy, and shout out to Mr. J.
Mr. J. And shout out to Cherry and Bree. These are all the people that had something to say about the last episode that we put out.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. You.
What?
No, I was just saying. I was just gonna ask. You good?
I'm good. I'm very glad that you're good. Okay. I don't know if y'all heard, Steph and Jamie, that EJ took a nap before he came into the podcast.
Okay.
And I'm feeling the nap because normally EJ kind of comes in kind of lethargic, you know, just kind of like relaxed and mellowed out, just ready to lay down for the night. But he came in on with some high energy today. I miss this guy.
Bro, like when I do the show, it's normally always high energy. I just have to get in the mood, but just because it was already there, you know.
Man,
He just excited because we here. That's why.
That's all it is, you know. I said we got some yellows coming, you know what I'm saying?
Yellow. Yo, do people still say yellows? People still say yellows, Steph?
No, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
All right, well, we do have an email. Let me go to it. She says, please keep me anonymous. I'm going to respect the listener and do that.
Whatever you want, Claire.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being rude. Josh, what's up, sir? You don't have a microphone today, so what's up, man?
Hi.
Nah, wave to the camera.
Over here.
Wave to the camera, Josh. You good.
Hey, guys. Hello.
Already. And we also have DA in the building.
Can't hold the conversation.
Sarah, always in the building. And D. Rick is the man behind the camera. He's recording us.
Most
So that's the whole gang. That's the whole team. But yes, let me jump into this email real quick. She says, please keep me anonymous. I'm going to do that. She says, my girlfriend and I have been friends for over 10 years, and I consider her to be one of my best friends. She was there for me through my divorce, helping me put the places of my life back together and encouraging me along the way. Recently, I noticed a little competition on her part. For instance, when I bought a new car, she bought a newer car later that month. When I bought new clothes or shoes, she'll go right behind me and outdo whatever I buy. When I bought my home last year, she decided that she was going to buy a bigger house. I don't know if she's jealous of me or if I should be flattered that she's mimicking me. Honestly, it's hella annoying, and I don't know if I should call her out on it or just cut the friendship off completely. What do you guys think about that?
Wow, that's a good question.
I don't think you should cut off the friendship completely. I think a conversation needs to happen. If you've been in a relationship with somebody for 10 years, you would think that you should be able to communicate openly. So, you know, obviously the girl feels some type of way.
Right.
So she needs to bring it up to her friend's attention.
Right.
I think sometimes in life we just complicate things. It's as simple as a conversation.
That's all facts.
What about you, Jamie?
I couldn't agree with Stephanie. I mean, it does seem like maybe there's some competition, or maybe she hating on her or jealous of her. But yeah, definitely you won't know until you actually communicate that with that person.
Have y'all ever experienced this before?
Somebody mimicking you?
Not really.
Not really.
I've had a friend that was very jealous of me and kind of did try to outdo me, but we're not friends anymore. So, yeah.
Is that the reason why y'all not friends no more?
I mean, she just had a lot of drama in her life, and not with the drama. So even though it wasn't surrounding me all the time, it was just she was always coming to me with problems, and it was just a lot of issues she was dealing with. We just
negative energy.
Yeah, so we just kind of drifted apart. We're not like beefing or nothing, but
right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a competitive person with other people. I'm competitive with myself. So I've never had, nobody else has ever had anything that I need or want, because I want to get it on my own, because you're unique to your own situation. So I just, there may be people out in the world like that, but I've never looked at somebody and say I want their life. You know what I mean? Like, I have my own lane,
Right.
So
how do you address something like this with it being a friend without disrupting the friendship? A lot of people love to say, if there's an issue, come talk to me.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a complete lie. Because soon as you talk to them, oh well, I guess I never do nothing around you again. Like, no, that's not what we trying to discuss or get handled here.
I mean, but if a friend does say some shit like that, then that ain't really the friend you need,
right?
Because you need somebody that you can actually talk to and converse, and discuss issues that y'all have with each other, because y'all ain't gonna be Gucci all the time. Nigga, I'm 30. I just said Gucci. Y'all ain't gonna be good all the time. But yeah, I feel like you definitely, if you have a problem or issue with somebody, or if you notice something, then you definitely should bring it up to your friend, because that's like, if you have a true friend, that's not just a friend, that's your family. So you should be able to talk about certain shit.
Right. And I think, some people may get nervous on how to approach the situation. So, maybe you have to go into the situation or the conversation, delicate, like, hey, there's been something on my mind, I may be tripping, but let me run something by you. What do you think about this? Like, I think sometimes with conversations, we just complicate things,
Yeah, I think you definitely have to go into it knowing that, the other person might take things the wrong way, or they might, be sensitive or feel attacked, or you may end up losing a friend based on how the conversation goes. So definitely take it delicately, but at the end of the day, you can't just sugarcoat everything. You kind of have to just say what's on your mind. They may deny it, they may lie about it, but you'll kind of see where your friendship really is after that conversation.
Your feelings are valid, point blank, period. Like, how you feel is how you feel.
Your first reaction to this, because she said it's a 2-part question. She said, would you consider this jealousy or healthy competition between friends? Your first reaction to it, like, you went and got a house and she went and bought a bigger house. You went and bought a pair of shoes, she went and got a pair of nicer shoes. Like, what's your first emotional feeling at that point? Like, yo, are you competing with me or what?
I'm flattered.
You flattered?
I'm flattered.
Okay.
Because imitation is the highest form of flattery, right?
Right. Okay. Come through with Nipsey. With the Nipsey bars. Did Nipsey say that? Am I quoting it wrong?
I'm agreeing, nigga. I don't even know. I'm like, yeah.
Everything that's dope, we should just contribute it to Nipsey. Nipsey said that.
Nigga, right. The sun is in the sky? Nigga, Nipsey said that. Nigga.
I think all black people should be treated as equals. Nipsey said
that. Sound like something Nipsey would say. Yeah, most definitely.
But fuck up Black History Month. It only goes back 10 years.
Nah, bro, Nipsey is definitely part of Black History Month, man. But I think initially I think I would say, like, I don't know if I would jump straight to jealousy. I would say it's competition, though. I would think that my homeboy is competing with me. You know?
I mean, you could definitely get that impression, but also, I'm the type of person, like, I don't want to hang around people. Like, I have a saying, like, I don't want you to eat bologna while I'm eating filet mignon. Like, I want everybody to eat, you know? So I look at it like that too. You know, your circle has to fit your future, or what you want to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you, you know what I'm saying, with that stuff. If I'm eating if I'm eating that. if I'm eating what you eating Felicia. Like, and my dude's eating bologna, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting nigga some chopped ham, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because another filet, that's a lot.
Oh my God.
But I get you a steak, bro.
You give me a steak,
I get you a nice steak, dog.
Thank you, man.
I don't know if it'll be a porterhouse, but
we can do that after the podcast.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts, Jamie? Like, you good? Like, how you feel about that?
Wow, y'all are funny. But we already talked about that. I know you was just changing the subject.
She don't even know. But like, what y'all niggas say?
All right, but what about you, EJ? I don't know if we got your take on it. Like, if you see me competing with you, would you automatically jump to competition, like healthy competition, or would you just say that, man, TJ must be jealous?
I feel like a person that does that, like they just want to be like ahead, like they want people to mention their name, because like you doing good things. Like if you just bought a house, then like y'all whole circle be like, man, let's have something at your house, you know what I'm saying? Like, your house is nice. So I feel like it could be a sense of jealousy, but it might be like probably deeper. It's just a within thing, it might not be jealousy. But I feel like that person that's doing that wants people to talk about them versus you. Like they want their name in the mix. all the time versus somebody just saying, man, so and so having New Year's Eve at their house, so I get a house and then New Year's Eve at my house.
Right.
You know, so I feel like that's probably like what that is. It might not be a sense of jealousy. It's just like that person just want to be always in the midst. Like want their name and something. But, you know, like that's at me. I don't want nobody at my house because I got to clean up. So, yeah, we can have it at your house. Yeah, most definitely.
I got a different opinion about jealousy. It's kind of like off the topic, and we'll get back here. But, you know, a lot of people say they ain't never been jealous. I don't get jealous. Nah, fam.
That's a lie.
If you're a human, you've been jealous before.
Yeah.
But I think what people are actually trying to say is they don't let the jealousy control what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I've definitely been jealous before. Like, damn, that would have been me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's what I do with that jealousy is or my response to it is what I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying after that. But it's
how long does it last? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. On average, I would just say, like, initially right there, I try to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I jealous? Is it because of my own failures? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Because this person have something that I don't have.
Right.
I feel like that's the most part of the most thing that jealousy comes from is a person having something that you want or that you feel like you should have at that time. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's okay to be jealous because all it does, it just means you're human. But it's not okay to let jealousy manifest in the friendship, the relationship, or whatever, and prosper and win you. Yeah. I literally have to look at myself. It's been times I felt jealousy and had to look at myself in the mirror. You know, like bro, nigga, it's okay if I'm light skinned. Like these dark skinned niggas, bro, they time gonna run out.
Yo, chill out, bro. Bro, listen, it's over for light skinned niggas. I don't think we coming back, bro. I don't think we coming back, man.
When that shit ended, like 99?
I think when Destiny's Child did like Soldier.
What?
No, for real. Remember the line she said?
But wasn't T.I. on that song and Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been over for a while.
Yeah, but like I remember when that line, I think Beyonce said we like them dark skinned dudes with the deep waves. I was like, all right, that's
I feel like it was over a couple of years before that though.
It might have been.
It was probably like some chick singing on that, you know, because like in the 90s, that's all it was, just straight singing, you know.
But we got so far from the anonymous email that we received. She also has a third question in here. She says, have you, EJ and TJ, she put this in parentheses, have you, EJ and TJ, experienced this with any of your friends? And if so, how did you handle it? I'm gonna put it back on y'all, though. You kind of spoke on yours, though, Jamie.
Yeah, I did.
What about you, Michelle?
The question was, have I ever experienced this?
Yeah, have you ever experienced it personally?
Not really.
You think you probably been like oblivious to something?
I was just about to say that there's probably been situations where I've been oblivious because I try so hard to see the good in people that I might be like, you know, like sometimes, you know, I could take it as motivation too. Like earlier you were talking about jealousy, but it's like once you have that emotion, what do you do with it?
Right.
So does it motivate you to be like, you know what, I need to get on my business and I need to do this and that. So you could take it like that. Like I said, just my natural character. I'm not a competitive person with other people. Like I'm more about like unity and like, hey, we can do this together as a team, partnership, whatever. Growing up, yes, were people jealous of me? Absolutely, yes. Did I have to deal with it? Yeah, like people drug my name through the mud and like don't even know me. And it's a lot of he say, she say, and I mean, I'm jumping off into a whole nother subject, but
speak that.
But you know, like growing up, I've always like I guess you could say I've been bullied, you know, especially like in high school. I actually graduated from high school early because I hated drama. A lot of the girls wanted to fight me, you know, just a lot of people had issues with me, and it's like I think I've always carried myself in a confident way, and that intimidates people. And And back to the word oblivious, like I could be oblivious to that, be like, oh, people, you walk around like this and that, and I'm like, well, this is just who I am. Like, right. I'm not trying to, I'm not an actress or anything. But back to the question, I probably had people try to compete with me, but I was oblivious to the situation, and whatever happened to our friendship or whatever the case may be, I feel like God and the universe is always going to expose people's true colors, and I believe there's 3 type of people in your life: a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I fuck with that answer because I've definitely been hated on in that regard too.
But niggas hating on, bro.
Well, hold on, like, cause
I ain't say that like what you got to hate on, but I'm just asking the question.
Right. Let me say this. Because I remember on the interview that we did, like I said that I've always received love in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never had too many people that's just like, yo, fuck you, bro. I've always experienced motivation, encouragement, and love in my life. But there has been a few instances where I've been like, yo, that was kind of sideways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Speak on that, because cause you didn't say that during the interview. What happened?
We talking about somebody that we both know.
Oh. Yeah,
fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga, man. Oh, it's on site.
Hi, so Jamie.
It's on site.
Jamie. He said on site.
It's on site, man.
That nigga went back to Crime Mob days. On site, nigga.
But now for the most part, man, I think but for the most part, man, like I try to make a good impression on people, man. I wonder if I came off as a hater to people. You know how you can be just living your regular life.
Oh yeah.
You can be living your regular, like this person that's hating on our listener, she probably don't even know that she's doing these things. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Most people don't, but that's who they are.
Right.
And you know what? I feel like you could be giving constructive criticism or just giving like advice if a person asks for it, and they can be like, man, you just hating. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like you could not be hating, but a person can probably get some energy from you that feel like you're hating, and then they'll say, man, that nigga TJ, that nigga EJ just hating, man.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like that shit can get around, and people might feel like you're a hater just based off what another nigga might say.
No, you know what it is? People hate the truth.
Oh, most definitely.
That's all it is. People hate the truth, and we all have, as humans, we all have flaws. Sometimes it's hard to take constructive criticism.
Oh, you good. I do that all the time.
I'm tongue twisted here. Yeah. But like, at the end of the day, you have to respect somebody like that, because at the end of the day, they care enough to hold you accountable, because obviously, maybe you got on the wrong path, or you like, because you're never going to see from your point of view. People are looking from the outside in.
Right.
So it's a lot that you don't see, but there's definitely a lot of crab mentality out here, for sure. Like, I've had people who don't even know me dislike me, and they're like a lot of he say, she say, but I've never in my life been the type of person to base an opinion about somebody that I've never even met, because I'm always on the other side, so I know what it's like. And anyway,
I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day about how let's just say you at a new job, right, and your friend works at the company, and they be like, man, don't fuck with this person, don't fuck with that person. A lot of people would take that in as, man, I don't need to fuck with this person because of what this person has told me about that person, when the person that they told you about could actually be a cool ass person. It's probably been some fuck shit that person did. So what other people say, a lot of people take heed to what to feel about another person, because the picture has already been painted towards that person. Yeah. Y'all feel that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That happened in high school. I remember I had a certain teacher, and the first week of school, who you got for therapy, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I had this certain teacher. Everybody like, you better get out of her class, bro. She mean, she hell, boy. And man, that was the coolest teacher my whole high school career, man.
Right.
Coolest teacher ever, bro. So I know exactly what you mean. This is kind of also why, and this is I don't necessarily want to say it's a negative thing, but it's why I end up kind of like over talking sometimes. Tell me if y'all feel this. Like when I'm explaining myself, like my homegirl just checked me on this a couple of days ago. I tend to put a lot of disclaimers out when I'm talking.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
A lot of advertisement.
But I know why I do it though. You know, when she asked me, she said, why do you put so many disclaimers out and everything? And it's because I have a fear of being misunderstood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can have a conversation with you, Steph, and then I mean A, but you take it as B, and you go tell everybody B, and now everybody has a negative view on me because you misinterpreted one word.
So you try to explain yourself
I try to
before
explain
you
myself
actually get the whole point across.
Exactly. So it can make me look long-winded sometimes, but at the end of the day, like I'm gonna risk being long-winded for you understanding where I'm at, what I'm actually saying right here. Does that make sense though?
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you're trying to lead people to what you're actually trying to say.
Yeah, that's the point of conversation.
Yeah.
You know, it's the point of conversation for me to say what I'm feeling or what my opinion is on the matter, and you to do the same thing, and then we actually come to an agreement or a disagreement, and we go let bygones be bygones. But a lot of times when you can say something and somebody take it as something completely different. So,
right, but sometimes with that being said, like you have to look at the individual that you're speaking to, because I don't know, like the last 2 years, I've had a lot of people removed out of my life. Thank God. You know what I mean? Because like some people you just can't do business with. Some people you can no longer have a friendship with. Certain people you just can't have a certain type of relationship because, you know, we're getting older. We're evolving into something, into our true purpose. And so, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like some people, it's just like I cannot hang around people that complain all day. I can't hang around lazy people. You know, stuff like that. And
what is EJ pointing at?
I was trying to talk to Jamie on the slide.
It doesn't work.
I was like,
Yeah, it doesn't. Cause everybody, she wasn't even looking at me. She was like, oh yeah, girl, yeah.
So did we answer the girl's question?
I think we did. I think we want to give a quick.
Sorry.
I think we want to go around the room and get everybody's opinion. So first of all, do we think that the friend is hating? If everything, what about you, Jamie? Is the friend hating?
I really can't say without knowing like more information.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
like
true, too.
exactly, because it's brief, but it kind of seemed like she's trying to compete, you know. So maybe she is envious of her friend, but she's obviously they're still friends. They don't have anything other that's negative besides that from what she's saying. So it could just be a competition.
Right. It's not cut off the friendship worthy.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's conversation worthy.
No.
Exactly.
Still.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I agree with Jamie. I think it's just competition. Maybe she's got control issues and she always feels like she has to be on top, you know?
Yeah. And I was going to say it could be friendship worthy depending on how the person that's perceiving everything takes it. You know what I'm saying? Because if that person is watching another person mimic everything that they doing or just trying to up one on them, that person can take it a certain type of way that might jeopardize the friendship.
Right.
You know? So it depends on both persons. If that person is actually jealous and trying to minimize what this person got going, or if that person is taking something from the situation and be like, man, this person acting like this and they acting like that, so I'm just going ahead and cut ties with them.
As I'm listening, yeah, I think I have like competed with friends. Come to think about it, and I don't think I'm thinking about it till just right now during this podcast. Like my best friend CJ, like we grew up together. I know, don't laugh at us.
I was
CJ,
like, EJ, TJ. I was
We
like,
corny. We corny.
I was
It's all
like,
good. It's all good.
I was like, is
Y'all
this a
need to make
joke?
a boy band.
He's got 25 other friends whose name ends in J.
MJ.
We got an AJ.
DJ.
Salute to AJ. And that's a girl.
XJ.
I don't even know who that is.
Right. But
JJ.
JJ.
BJ.
JJ need to go on somewhere.
CJ.
I had a friend named JJ though. That's
DJ.
crazy.
I have a cousin named JJ. He's crazy.
But like it was healthy competition, and he probably listen to this podcast right now. He don't know, but it was healthy competition. Like let's see who can get a number type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who get their first car.
Or who could do more reps in the gym.
Who can-
Like healthy.
We never work out together.
Yeah, I'm gonna say these niggas don't go to the gym.
I go to the gym every day. Don't do that.
Oh,
Yeah, don't do
What,
that.
like through Spirit or some shit?
No, through.
oh wow.
Oh, hold on. I get it. I got to put it on the ground for EJ to believe me. That's what it is.
Hey, that's not what niggas do.
Yeah, and I.
Push-up contest right now.
Yeah.
Hey, we did that. We did that before.
What push-up contest?
Who won?
We definitely did one.
At your at your house.
was this?
DA and D Rick was there.
So who won?
Do you recall?
I don't even know if I was in the gym doing that time.
I'm pretty good now, bro.
I see.
But hey,
You pretty good now?
I'm pretty good now.
You made it to 60?
I can make it to 60.
Oh, okay. Let me shut the fuck up then.
No, I do remember a push-up competition between me, you, CJ, and John.
And BJ?
Jonathan.
She said, BJ.
And DJ.
It's actually just a J. But it was on CJ wedding day. You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, we corny as hell.
Nigga definitely wasn't hitting the gym then.
But what was I even talking about?
Hold on right quick.
You
Oh yeah,
had friendly competition.
Yeah, the friendly competition.
can change the camera.
Oh, that's a bit.
I keep making all this noise.
Y'all good?
Yeah, we good.
Cool.
You know, like, are you gonna drink that?
She's been sipping
I
on it.
don't typically drink brown liquor, so
Oh no, it's good. It's
Yeah, like you,
it
it's
tastes good, but it's
it's just not your, if you want me to take care of half of that, for you, I can do that because it's
You
just.
see him trying to take my drink.
I'm just saying because she like took 2 sips of it and be like,
I've been
okay.
sipping
You
slowly,
go eat your
okay?
cornbread. But nah, we just took a brief break. If you listen to this podcast,
These
just
niggas don't know that.
on the audio version. I've definitely had healthy competition amongst friends. There's never been no jealousy behind it though, and that's cool, So yeah.
Yeah.
But to say that I've ever been hating, no, I definitely wasn't hating. And but I think what our listeners should do is just have a conversation with your friend. Talk to your friend. Pull it to the side.
Absolutely.
If this is your friend, she'll understand, and you'll probably also wake up to some stuff. She might tell you how inspired she is by you.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's facts.
It might.
Like-
She might be motivating her.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
I'd like to offer some different advice.
Go ahead.
Different.
What he finna say?
Hold on. I mean, I think instead of confronting this, which would be terrible and a horrible conversation to have, just start bragging on your social media about things that you've purchased that you can't return. Brag about your 3rd timeshare that you just got. Adopt a puppy. Adopt a child.
So she gonna do the same thing.
She'll be like, oh,
And
I'm
just brag
finna
the
be a
fuck out of
surrogate
all
next
those
month.
things. I can't wait.
Like, what you gonna do, bitch? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be a
Cabo
surrogate.
with my new son Pablo.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I just met Will Smith. Who she gonna meet up with Will?
Let's see how far she'll go.
Oh wow.
That
Dang,
is
see,
funny.
look, don't be in a healthy competition with Josh, man. That's what he gonna do to you.
Yeah, he gonna stretch that shit
He's
out.
gonna become like a foster
Just
parent.
bought a house in Hawaii.
Oh my
And I'm never there. I just do Airbnb. But I want to get your guys' opinion on this right quick. So, do you feel that it's worth it to be in a relationship with a friend of yours? If you guys just been friends and something sporadically happens, nigga, I'm speaking clear today. Man, nigga need them naps. Hey, words just coming out.
See,
But
it's a good thing.
but do you feel like it'll be healthy to risk your friendship with a person to be in a relationship with them?
You on some music soul child type.
Define
topic.
sporadic.
What you got, Jamie?
Yeah, what?
What happened? I'm sorry, I missed it.
No. She just told you to define sporadic.
Oh,
Give me an
no,
example.
I can't. I didn't listen. I thought she was just talking. Sporadic is just like all over the place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I know what sporadically
I need a
means.
real-
We couldn't tell at that moment, bro. That's how it is.
Yeah, the
I need like
context
a-
clues.
I need like a
wasn't pointing
real-
in that direction.
I need a real example, like so I can visualize this.
That was like a whole scene in Legally Blonde. You remember that? It's like, well, just like sporadically. He's like, what's sporadic mean?
They
She's
probably
like,
not even
you
saying
know?
Legally Blonde.
So sporadically is like it can be spur of the moment and very randomly and all over the place. So I know what that is.
So, you still about sporadic?
So
I heard you say Brees Witherspoon. No, it's not Brees. It's Reese.
Reese with
It's Reese.
who's Brees?
It's Reese Witherspoon. Anyway, I don't know what they talking about. So definition would be is where did you put the Easter eggs? There are sporadically
Okay.
over
He's playing games with me.
the barnyard.
So sporadic. I could say, hey, best friend, let's go to Mexico and jump off a cliff and go into the
That's
water butt
spontaneous.
naked. But what kind of spontaneous are you talking about?
I didn't say spontaneous. I said sporadic.
Sporadic, same thing.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I'm
kind of
saying?
not. It's two different words.
Okay.
I've been reading this week.
Google it.
Spontaneous and sporadic is a synonym, but okay.
Ooh.
Well then,
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Come through.
somebody went to community college.
I sure did, and I just graduated on December the 13th. Thank you so much.
Salute.
congrats.
Listen, I went to see the Valley. It's all good.
I went to
Hey, man,
Cedar
don't
Valley,
hate.
El Centro.
Hey, wow, don't hate.
All of
You
those.
dropped out of community college, bro?
Hold on, bro. We ain't even.
You gotta.
God damn.
What you got? What you got?
It was rough, nigga. It was a little rough.
Okay, but okay. So say for instance, do you guys have male friends? Oh, first of all, let me ask this: are you guys in relationships?
I am
Okay.
Yes.
How long you been in a relationship?
since like
Look at her smiling. She all in love.
Right? This must be recent.
yeah, it's been like 8 months. We've been going
Oh,
strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been that long already.
So
Yeah.
what about you, Jamie?
Going on 2 years.
2 years in a
That's
relationship.
dope.
Okay, so try not to think about them.
Well, I kind of have to because we started off as friends. So.
I
This
didn't.
might
We got
be a-
straight to the point, but yeah.
So how long were y'all friends?
We were friends for a year. So it wasn't
think
like
is
a
that?
long-term friendship, which would be
That's
kind
a
of
long
different.
time.
You know?
Look, technically you can talk for a year.
Yeah, you really can. Be like, oh yeah,
They've been talking
you ready to
for
go
a
ahead and
whole
go to
year.
the next stage? Because people definitely talk for
no,
a
we
year.
weren't. Well, we weren't dating. We were
No,
actually
actual
friends.
friends.
Like I knew he was interested, and he did pursue me in the beginning, but we decided to just be friends.
Gotcha.
No,
And then
decided-
eventually,
Right. That's a good ass
True.
point.
okay,
You decided.
you're exactly right. I decided that I just wanted to be friends at that time. I had been in a 10-year relationship prior, like maybe not even a year before that. So I just needed some more time for myself.
Gotcha.
Even though
That's
I
cool.
seen it being a possibility, but it was kind of like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So, I mean, eventually I fell for him. So,
Dope. So the question that we're asking is it ever healthy for two friends to say, you know what, let's graduate this relationship because I'm feeling you, I know you feeling me, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
So you
in my
haven't
case,
done it,
in my case, yes,
but was it scary though?
it definitely was because
Because you don't want to lose your friend.
I didn't want to hurt him again because I had already hurt him before.
Oh, you didn't say nothing like that.
Well, she put him in the friend zone.
Exactly.
He had to go
I
to
mean,
therapy.
that-
No, I'm
that-
just kidding.
I was gonna say,
I'm just kidding.
Man.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Um,
kidding. I'm just.
Yeah, I mean that can hurt. That can hurt your ego. That can hurt your feelings. I mean,
Right.
you know, especially because we kind of tried to date, but then I backed off.
So now it's really coming out. So like it didn't start off as just being friends. The dude pursued you in a mannerism, bringing that word back up again.
Come on, man.
That
Yeah.
he was interested in you. So y'all didn't really start off as friends, but you pretty much placed him in the friend zone and like, hey, I'm not ready.
He
for
didn't
this.
start off his friend.
Nah,
I
he
mean,
definitely didn't.
I
He was
was
shooting.
I was straight up from the beginning. I was like, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not trying to date anything like that. But we were spending a lot of time together, and I mean, it was mostly friendly, but it was like some feelings there, so it was kind of conflicted for me.
Gotcha.
So it was like maybe I might be interested. I was back and forth. So when I finally decided, you know what, we just need to be friends. I'm not trying to be anything else. Of course, that hurt his feelings.
Were you attracted to your friend?
At the beginning, honestly, no, I wasn't.
So you
Ain't
just
gonna get you in
like,
trouble, Emma.
nah, she'll be like, nah, let's skip over this part.
I'm sure he's probably watching. Love you, baby. But he knows.
Yeah,
He
cause look, it's 2020, bro. We can get women in trouble too. We tired of being the only ones sitting on the couch.
That's
And in the
right.
doghouse, y'all get in trouble too.
Well.
Damn it, right? EJ, back me up, bro.
Oh yeah, nigga, yeah.
They get in trouble too. We not the only ones who fuck up. All right.
Yeah.
Did he start working out?
No, he was working out when I met him.
Yeah.
It's not like he got better
So he
looking
was a-
physically, but to me, I became attracted to him.
So
Just
he was
getting
a
to know
before-
him and his personality and who he was made him attractive.
So
So
he
li-
was a before, and then he worked his way into an after. And then,
But
then
but
you got
what was that before and after though? Like like honestly,
Yeah.
like what transpired for you to be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and give this a shot. Was it like you fucking with like no good niggas and be like, you know what? These niggas ain't shit. Let me go ahead and give this route a shot.
I mean, I did date someone after we, decided we were going to be friends, or I decided we were going to be friends. And I mean, I guess you could say that, but at the same time, I just wasn't ready for. I knew getting in a relationship with him, he was more like marriage material. And if
And you wasn't ready for that.
right, it was
Right.
like it was
Yeah.
too serious. Like,
That
and it
makes
was
sense.
and it was fast. Like his feelings were strong really fast. So I
You
just
don't-
kind of got like had to back up. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Steph, what about you? Would you date a male friend of yours? I know you've been in a relationship for a good 8 months now.
Good 8 months, probably 9.
8 months. I'm so happy about it.
Awesome. But your male friend, it's just like, would you risk your friendship for a
No,
relationship? You wouldn't do it. Why not?
cause how do I say this without cussing? I don't f
cuss.
my
You
I
can
don't
cuss.
I don't f my friends. So if you're my friend, you're my friend. So if I introduce you to somebody and I say this is my homeboy, that's my homeboy.
Or my bro.
Yeah, like that's
It's been a lot of females that fuck they bros.
right.
Exactly, but we really don't.
I'm not a lot of females though.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you
good.
You get what I'm saying? So, and I'm not knocking anyone who does that. Don't get
Right.
it twisted. But for me personally,
you.
like, I have to move into situations because, see, that's how people get hurt. You go into a situation or to a relationship with someone unknown. Like, I need to know up front, like, how are we rocking? What's going on? You know, are we public with this? Are we low key? Like, what's the dynamic of our relationship? Because if I don't understand that, then I need to protect myself and my emotions. You know what I mean? Because just, from my younger years, I was in a very long relationship. I was in a relationship for 17 years and I have 3 kids. So that was off and on. And there was a lot of emotions and it was a roller coaster for me. I don't have any regrets. I feel like I had to go through that to get to where I'm at now. And so, but to answer your question, no, like if you're my friend, that's it. It's not like, hey, we're going to cross the line and we're going to try this and that. Like, let's know what up front what's going on,
What you about to say, Jamie? I saw you.
I feel like if it's a childhood friendship or like somebody you've been friends with for some years, you really don't want to risk that friendship.
Fact,
That's
I
a
agree with
big
that.
loss if you were to lose that versus somebody you just been friends with for even a year or
Yeah.
a couple years. Like you messing up history, families, and everything if it don't work out between you.
Yeah,
between
it's
you
just-
two.
What about loving basketball though?
I'm
I
just
know, right? But it's so many ways that can go. Cause
I mean, but
what
it
if
is.
what
It
if that
just-
is the love of
it-
your life, and then y'all do try to make it work, and y'all are happy for the rest of your life? So it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
are
Because
you willing to take that risk?
regular relationships can either make it or don't make it. So you experiencing something with a person that actually knows who you are, but at the same time, like, you can be friends with a person and it might not work on a relationship type level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how
Taking-
do you go back to the
I
friendship?
feel like your intuition.
How do you go? That's a whole different question though. How do you go
Yeah.
back to the
Especially after
friendship?
y'all had sex or
it's
whatever.
no turning back.
Right.
But it happens because I've had relationships. Well, I won't say relationships, but I've been with women that are actually friends to me to this day. That we
But
messed,
were y'all friends before y'all were?
I mean, we messed around, but like
Okay.
That's what
now,
I'm saying. That's different than actually having a real friendship with somebody. If y'all off the jump, y'all were friends with benefits or whatever, then y'all are still cool to this day, but y'all don't mess around anymore. That's different.
Right.
but it happens though. That's what
Right,
I'm,
but that's
it
not.
does.
That's like a different situation than I guess what we
Need a
talking
new
about.
example.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me come up with something. Let me
I just
come
feel
up
like
with
your
something a little
intuition or your discernment has to be really strong in that situation to know, like, you kind of know if this person is the one for you, or you're like, well, let's just give it a shot and see what happens.
better. But how do you know? Because just like you said that with the person that you with now, like he was feeling you for a while, but then you
Right.
paused that, and now
Well, the second time around, I made sure, like, I was really sure, like, I was having feelings for probably some months before I was like, okay, like I want to be more than friends, because I didn't want to hurt him again, so I was careful with that. But I knew like my feelings were strong, and I just knew in my heart that, you know, I wanted to be with this person. So
yeah, but the thing is, like, there's no friendship to go back to because there wasn't really one in the first place. Like, he's just waiting. So
that's all it was.
So, ladies, if you sleep with any one of your guy friends, don't worry. There wasn't a friendship to begin with. He was just waiting for you to be vulnerable so he could sleep with you.
Or if you feel
I agree.
Or if you feel like none of your guy friends want to sleep with you.
But then you're like, oh well, Jimmy's not that way, or Deshaun, or you pick a fucking name. I don't know.
Why you using black names? Hold on.
Because I use Jimmy every time. Okay.
Deshaun? No, I ain't never heard you say Deshaun.
You pick
Deshaun Watson, nigga.
It's your goddamn. But if Deshaun will sleep with you, well then, okay, you got a decent lay out of it, and then now this fucking shark that's like waiting to smell blood in the water, he just goes and somewhere else.
That's
what
women.
You think, oh, not him, not Deshaun, not Jim. Yes,
he'll never do that. He don't want to fuck me. Yes, bro, that's so
and
crazy.
That's
like
the
women
same
say
reason
that.
Why we can't have male friends when you in a relationship? Because y'all already know they just waiting.
Well, like
I think that changes.
It does changes after a while.
Yeah. I can definitely have female friendships now, but if you caught me in 21,
yeah,
I'm trying to get close.
Like,
but you know what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I think you should.
Of course.
I think you should date your friends.
My homegirl said, so all the homeboys just be waiting. Hey, what's up, Drea?
Most
sure
definitely.
With Drea, you need your tailor-made suits. Holler at Drea.
Well,
all right, Drea.
Yeah, because nobody, no guy friend of yours gives a shit how you slept last night.
Oh, okay.
So
we ever wake up to that text? How'd you sleep? We don't give a fuck.
So
not the guy friend.
Yeah, not the guy friend.
He got his own thing
honesty.
going on.
So with the guy friends, it's kind of like split. I feel like it's more 60-40. Like 60% of guy friends are just waiting and they will fuck you, and probably like 40 to 35% of guys that are your friends, they'll be like, you know what, nah, we're good. You know what I'm saying? But for the majority,
I think it's probably a smaller percentage.
Bro, nigga, Josh is fucked up. He's laying on TJ's shoulder.
Well, because it's comfortable to talk. That statistic sounds like it's coming from someone with a lot of girlfriends that he's waiting on.
Oh, nah, I don't really have no girlfriends that I'm waiting on, or like friends that's girls that I'm waiting on.
I just feel like life is too short. Y'all are crazy.
I was talking to D-Rick.
No, I was just saying life is too short. For me, we're all getting older, and I just feel like I don't want to waste time with anybody. So like, I just kind of want to know, like, what are you into? What's going on? And that's why, back to the word, conversation is so important, because shout out to my baby. I'm not going to say his name because there's a lot of haters, but
Don't do it.
No, but honestly, I'm going to be honest, like how we met, long story short, we met at my friend's pool party. So it was a public pool party, but we had like a section, whatever. And we met. And he was just like, hey, you look nice. Like, could I get your number? I said, I'm going to say it real fast. If you remember it, cool. If you don't, bye. Like, I wasn't looking into a relationship, nothing. Well, he actually remembered my number and texted me. He's like, hey, I remembered your number. I was like, dang. So then.
He liked you.
Yeah. And then and when I met him, like, he had like a cutoff shirt, like a cowboy hat. Like, wasn't like, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, what's going on? So, and then we exchanged social media. He reached out to me a few times. I read his message, never responded. Jamie and I had a pop-up shop at Level in Uptown. And he was like, hey, let me get that camo shirt. Do you have it in a large? Hey, let me get this black shirt. And I was like, all right, cool, you know. And he was like, I'm at work. I can't come through. What's your Cash App? I'll Cash App you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. He sent me the money right away. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, cool. He really wants a shirt. So I was off and we ended up meeting up. We met halfway, and where we met was at a Papa Do's. He was like, hey, I'm hungry. I'm going to get something to eat. Well, you know, girls, we don't turn food down. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, let me go eat.
He offered Papa Do's. I would have said, let's meet at Cheddar's. You know what I'm saying? Like that, definitely.
No comment.
Definitely.
So long story short, we ended up, so a simple exchange, right? Money and, merchandise exchange turned into a 3-hour conversation. And our conversation was so deep. I was like, this is almost not real. And that conversation is what made me change my perspective on that person. And it's like we just hit it off ever since. So it's like you can't really justify a certain time frame that you feel like somebody, or because I know people that have known each other for years and then they get married and this and that, and then I know people who've known each other for 6 months, get engaged, get married, and they're happily married the rest of their life. So it's like you cannot.
There's no formula.
Right.
So true.
And that's how I feel with this person. And let me tell you, and I'm going to say this live on the air, I was not looking for a relationship. I was not, like, period. Like, I didn't even want a friend, But anyway.
What
What's
y'all?
Josh, what you say?
We'll talk after the podcast. No, because there's a word for that. It's called the law of detachment. The law of detachment. As soon as you start saying, you know what, fuck it.
That's when the one comes
That's
along,
when it
right?
starts coming.
Every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I pray for somebody like him.
Right.
And that ain't
God honest truth.
And you want to know what it is?
Same.
It's never like what we want or what we think we want is never how we envision it
Not
being.
at all.
Like real talk. So it's always gonna come, and that's how we miss a lot of blessings, honestly, because it doesn't come how we think it should come or how we want it to come. Because just like you said, you pray for that shit, but it wasn't probably the type of dude, or like it wasn't the shit that you wanted, but it's exactly what you prayed for.
Yeah, it's not what I think I needed at the time. I didn't think that I needed to be like distracted with another human being. Like I felt like I needed to be alone and figure out stuff. But so it's cool.
So even with that, and when I say I think you should date your friends, I don't mean like your homeboy that you like meet up at the bar with every now and then and just talk about the game or whatever. I'm talking about like the person that you have deep, intimate conversations with. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with giving that person a shot? Like I think it'll be healthy. I think a lot of times we risk going out, go dating Tom, Dick, and Harry and don't know shit about them.
Exactly. And the right person's right.
And the right person is right here. It's fucking Steve Urkel right here.
That's true.
You Laura Winslow. He's right here.
And they can turn into Stefan, get a nigga some coke. He definitely turned into
All right.
Don't bring up that name, please.
Stefan. My bad. I never say Stefan again.
I'm just kidding.
No Stefan.
Awkward.
All right.
Awkward.
Stephanie dated a Stefan.
Yeah, for 17 years.
Oh damn.
That's interesting.
No, it's cool.
It's
cool.
Shout out to my baby daddy. Thank you for giving me 3 beautiful kids. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I'm not a hater.
And salute to the new guy as well, man, because that dude really pursued you. He really
Hey, like
you.
real talk.
I would have forgot your number.
Hey, nigga. I would have ran that. Like, what was the last four?
He went to the bar and got a pen and wrote it down.
What was the last 9?
you know what it is too. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a hard person to tame. So if you have like my undivided attention, like you're really, really special. Because
these are facts.
Because I'm a busybody. I'll be like, oh, you do what? You drive what? Like I don't like a lot of things. Like a lot of things don't impress me. So like the average. I mean, I can't speak for all people from Dallas, but that live in Dallas, a lot of people are with the flashy. I don't care.
I keep hearing that.
I don't.
Flashy.
I'm newly single, so
it's a lot of groupies out here. That's how I feel. It's a lot of groupie dudes, and that's a lot of groupie females out here. So, a lot of flashy stuff like it really doesn't impress me.
You'll never get nothing flashy except for my personality. Like I said, Papa Do's cool. We can go down happy hour, but the bitch end at 6. I just want y'all to know that. You know what I'm saying? So like if you want to continue to date,
you go to church.
Niggas definitely meeting up at Cheddar.
You eat at Papa Do's don't mean you flashy. Just the finer thing.
Shout out to one of our listeners.
You can afford it.
Hank from the OLF podcast. He actually hit me up. He said, "Man, next time I go to Dallas, man, EJ got to take me to Cheddar's, bro."
Hey, I'm just trying to
Cheddar's is good
because they don't have a Cheddar's in Philadelphia.
I'm sure they don't, but like if you got it, you got it. Like you can do more things for us financial wise than a person who doesn't have it. And what a lot of women
there it is.
Shit. Hey, this is real though. This is real. a lot of women, because I was at work, man, and I was listening to this female talk about, man, yeah, I went out with this dude and he just spent a lot of money on me and everything, and I think I might really like him. What that female doesn't realize is that financially, finances doesn't matter to that dude. So he's able to do this and that, and to you it might seem like he care about you, but he's doing something that's regular, so it doesn't matter. But she might take that as, he's spending money on me, so he care about me. I have dudes that I actually like who wasn't able to do this. So she like shit like that can be confusing to a person because
I know he did that shit last night.
Yeah, like but she might not take it as that way. Like she might take it as he's spending money on me, so he really likes me. He really care about me. But this is regular to this dude because finances is not a problem.
I think men do that too. We definitely do that too. We do that with shit like sex. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like damn, we had sex.
She swallowed it, nigga. All right, man. Damn, she gotta care about me, nigga.
Jamie, it's that type of podcast. Should have saw Jamie's face.
The conversation.
No comment.
But I think men do that, you know, with sex. You know, and I got this theory that like, you know how like women don't necessarily open up sexually. You know what I'm saying? She'll rather open up emotionally first.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's that on the opposite end with men. We not
with
opening
their
up.
money.
Well, we not opening up emotionally.
Right.
You ever talk to a dude? And he be like he ain't trying to talk about his dad. He ain't trying to talk about his childhood. He don't want to talk about none of that stuff. His goals and nothing like that. He'll keep all of this stuff to himself.
So tell me about your dad. He good.
He good. He good. I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, that
you
nigga
don't know
still
nothing
live.
about this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like women are trying to get that. I'm trying to get into this emotional side of him, but like he keeps that locked up, just like she keeps her legs closed, because we not going there. No. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, even though she's not going there with you, she might be going there with somebody else.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah. So it's like it's just so much like dating is fucking crazy, bro.
That's why you just have to have that conversation and be upfront, like, hey, what's going on? What are we doing? How are we moving? Because at the end of the day, I don't ever want to look like a fool.
Facto.
Yeah.
You know, I never. That's why
I don't double
from
text.
the get go. Hey, what's up? What are we doing? Like, what's the vibe? You know, I just have to know up front because I'm a busy person. Like, Jamie and I were talking about this earlier. Like living an entrepreneurial lifestyle. Like, I'm too busy. Like, I don't have time. Like, what's up?
You know what I think the it's not a formula to dating or anything like that, but I think what people have to get comfortable with is breaking the rules of dating.
Or the idea of dating. Like what you think it should and should not be.
Right. Like you dated your friend. Right? And y'all been on for 2 years, you say?
Yeah.
Prosperous relationship. I would say that's a good thing. A lot of people will say don't do that. A lot of people will say don't talk about marriage on the first date. You're looking at a guy who did, and might not be the best example now.
But I'm saying though, that saves a lot of time though.
But we talked about marriage on the first date, and we got married. You know, so it's okay to break the rules. Like one of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror. Y'all watch Black Mirror?
I don't watch TV.
My boyfriend loves
I don't even
that
have
show.
cable.
I've only seen a couple episodes.
Salute you. But it's on Netflix.
I don't like. I'm so busy. Like I don't watch TV. I don't even have a TV in my room.
It's 2020 doesn't make you cool anymore.
Huh?
I don't want to.
I'm sorry. I don't watch TV.
I do a bad job at like describing movies and all that stuff. But what's going on?
He stole my drink, y'all.
Bro, like she took 2 sips of it the whole episode.
I'm taking my time. Let me drink my drink how I want to drink my drink.
I feel that.
Put in there. He's trying to put it to good use.
But I probably wasn't gonna drink all of that. So
there's an episode of Black Mirror where people are trying to find their match. They're trying to find the people
I caught that late.
What's going on?
Sorry.
You know
what show is this? Repeat it.
Black Mirror. There's an episode on there where people are trying to date each other, right?
Okay.
And so you randomize who you date with.
Okay.
So say for instance, I meet Jamie and I date Jamie for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I get to know her. We live together for 2 weeks, and then I move on after those 2 weeks, and then I meet Steph. You know what I'm saying? And we together for 2 years. Like damn. It's completely random.
Wow.
And so you get to know this person for 2 years. Where on this particular episode of Black Mirror, they dated for like a month, I want to say.
Oh wow.
It was only like it was only like Yeah, like 12 hours.
Oh, 12
Yeah,
hours.
something like that.
So
12 hours?
Okay, so they dated.
Yeah,
They
they went on a date.
They dated for 12 hours,
That's
right?
a long date.
And so, well, it's not they like you actually live with them as well. It's Black Mirror. You got to
okay.
suspend reality real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
But
Wow.
they dated for 12 hours. They lived with each other for 12 hours. Blah, blah, blah. I think they had sex, right? They
12
had sex.
hours?
Nah, they
Wow.
didn't
Oh,
have
they
sex the
didn't.
first night.
Y'all gotta watch back. This is a dope ass show. But
Yeah.
when they went on to the next relationship, they kept on thinking about each other.
Oh.
Like, damn.
Right.
Because you got to keep on going on with whoever this little system sets you up with. And so they actually bump into each other again and say, listen, fuck these rules. Fuck this time limit. They making us go on these dates with other people. Let's just leave this zone that we're in. So they broke the rules and they hop over this dimension gate
Oh, wow.
and find out like there's thousands of other couples who did the same thing.
Ah,
So
nice.
Sounds really interesting. I'm gonna
beautiful
check that
it's a
out.
beautiful love story, but what it tells you is like in order to be in a prosperous relationship, you have to break the fucking rules.
You do.
Break the
Absolutely.
rules,
You
man.
definitely got to take a risk, just like you do in
Absolutely.
business,
I know,
I
life,
agree
and
with
everything
that.
else.
I know people who are married to this day and had sex on the first date.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
people
That's
say you
exactly
shouldn't do
what
that.
my point was
Yeah.
earlier. Like, you have to get it out up front as far as, just what direction is this relationship going?
Absolutely.
It all goes back to honesty. But
Honesty,
but it
for
was
real.
actually a little different. So they met, but the system actually repaired them up years
Again,
like
right.
like years later.
Yeah, I left some of the part.
Yeah, it's cool. That's why I'm
Good
here.
synopsis.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I got you.
I did it on purpose. I would have been talking forever.
Oh, that's why I got you. You ain't got to talk forever. I can talk. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like pass the rock, Kobe. But
Oh,
But,
man.
Oh, man.
Ah,
Why does it
shit,
have to
man.
You know, we
Damn.
got to talk about Kobe.
Damn,
Like,
bro, that shit was gonna be the ending. You know, we definitely gonna go back to Brian, man. But no, so they repaired them up later in the future, and it was so that it kind of like goes to show you that you might not, when you meet a person, you might not be the person that person need, or that person might be the person that you need, but let time go by and that person can be everything that you want, because time rules everything. Like a lot of people like to write certain shit off because it wasn't how they liked it when they experienced it. But
right, but I don't think longevity makes the relationship have any more or less value depending on the time, because speaking from experience, I was with somebody for 17 years off and on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't feel like my longevity with that person added any more value to the relationship.
now, I didn't say that the longer you be with a person, the better it's going to get. That all depends on you and that person. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be with a person, like T just said, you can be with a person 7 years versus you be with a person a couple of months, and that you automatically know that person is for you. So I'm saying times through everything, because if we go out and we don't hit it off, who goes to say that we might not be perfect for each other 5 years down the road?
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
It's kind of like if you let them go and they come back, then it's
Right.
meant to be.
Okay. I see
type
what
of
you're
thing.
saying. I thought you meant like if it was a continuous relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. I got what you're saying.
That's why I expanded
misunderstood.
on the
Okay.
the shit,
The TV show.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit,
All right.
I just put my 64 song. Man.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Ladies
I
and
just,
gentlemen,
I just want to go ahead and get it out right quick. Man.
DJ from the It's Better This Way podcast.
If you're listening to this, during lunch hours,
Did you have anything else before we jump into Creative Couture?
Nah, man. Let's so we're gonna take this time just to expand on you guys. Like, let the listeners know what you guys do.
Okay, cool. Jamie, you want to start?
Okay, so Creative Couture Company, we specialize in Colombian jeans for women. They have lower tummy control. They lift up your butt, make your booty look good. We sell waist trainers. We also do the jogger sets like we have on, which are for women and for men. T-shirts, logo T-shirts, things like that. So I'll let Stephanie take over.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, we're Creative Couture Company. Jamie and I, we're both Pisces.
We have the same birthday.
We have the same birthday.
The same birthday? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a year older, you know. Yeah, we're best friends. We have a business together. We definitely bump heads throughout the process, but it's a beautiful thing because it's a true partnership. You know, I think we balance each other out. I'm a little more outgoing. Jamie's a little more low key. So we definitely have balance in our friendship and our business relationship. I do want to let all the listeners know that it is possible to run a business with your friend. And we've been talking about this all night. Communication, conversation, I think is the foundation of all relationships. With that being said, you know, earlier we were talking about, you know, creative couture. So like Jamie said, we specialize in premium quality Colombian jeans. We have unisex clothing. We just want people to feel confident, especially like our women. I think there's a standard in society on how you should look. You know, everybody's getting this quick fix surgery. You know, Jamie and I, we're natural women. You know what I'm saying? I have 3 kids. She's got a son. And, you know, just really how we started the business, for me personally, it's always been hard to find a good pair of jeans that fit me right. I've always kind of had a curvy body. I've been athletic. I ran track. I played basketball. And so
you ain't got no shot.
Nah, I really don't. I was a center. But you know, so we do that. We're definitely entrepreneurs. We also help people. We teach financial literacy. We help people restore their credit.
Oh shit! You get all that in jeans?
Yeah, right. Man.
That's a separate business, but
that's a separate business, but it's part of creative couture because it's who we are. So I'm a big advocate for entrepreneurship. I'm all about being a business owner here in America. That's why our ancestors came here. We didn't come here to work a 9-to-5. You know, we didn't come here to work and make other people rich. You have to leave a legacy, and you have to understand, you know, where you come from and what you're leaving behind, especially if you have children or family, loved ones, whatever. I mean, I can go on and on with like personal testimonies, but back to Creative Couture. You can follow us on Instagram at, Jamie, you want to tell them?
It's creative with a K, couture, COUTURE, and then the letter C.
I've been doing this all night. Sorry. That was rude of me. Repeat it one more time, please.
Really? Creative with a K, couture, C. And then we're on Facebook as well, Creative Couture Company.
Yeah, so we don't have a physical store. We used to be called the Pop-Up Shop Queens. So stay tuned. You know, spring and summertime is coming. Daytime parties are coming up. So I don't believe in paying overhead. So we do a lot of pop-up shops. We travel a lot. We're in New York. We go to LA, Vegas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. And a lot of people, Kansas City. A lot of people show us love out of town, and it's crazy. We were kind of talking about this earlier. We have a crab mentality. We get love in Dallas. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to all of our KCC supporters. Anybody who supports small business, entrepreneurship, women. I'm all for that. But and we really appreciate you guys having us here on the show. We really do appreciate that. And you know, it's good to connect with people and support people and just kind of see what you guys got going on and how you impact and add value here in the DFW area. So I definitely want to give it back to TJ.
That's
it.
That's it.
You see how I turn my eyes.
She guessed like a nigga.
No, I didn't. Somebody cares about me that much
Wow,
that they want to hack my bitch ass Snapchat.
You sure it's not one of the kids have your Snapchat account?
Niggas don't care about me at all, nigga. Shit. But hold on, nigga. You ain't trying to snag my check. You ain't trying to get into my snap, bro. That ain't love right there.
Only thing getting hacked around here is the email.
And them hoes barely get attached.
You might want to change your Gmail password.
What's your bell south?
All right, so I do have a question for you guys.
Are we live?
We recording. We don't stop. But I'll let you guys get ready.
Yeah, we'll just take everything out.
Okay.
Sorry. Hello.
Just let me know when you're ready.
She said hello.
We're ready.
You're ready.
Hello.
All right. So my question for you guys is, I know you guys say you guys don't have a physical location, right? you guys did the pop-up shop thing, right?
Right.
I'm wondering, are we moving out of that space though?
Well, I would say us personally, we did pop-up shops every month. Like, we was going out all the time. We was kind of like popping at the time. We was doing all kind of, bars or whatever. But now we're trying to reach into more like consignment agreements. We did have our merchandise in Guns N' Roses boutique for a while.
Shout out to Princess.
Yeah, shout out to Princess the Pope. But so we're looking to do that in this year, like do more consignment agreements.
And you guys have a website?
It's under construction.
Okay, that's another question I had. I want that first question to roll into this one. Do we even need websites now? This is a question for everybody. I guess for different things, yeah. I think you guys will need one. Like you guys say, it's under construction.
Right.
But honestly, when you got an Instagram.
Honestly, it's easier for us to do sales like through Instagram because we're actually exchanging communication with people. Like, they'll comment on our stories or our posts, and then we'll DM them, hey, what size do you have? Online, we didn't really see a lot of success online with sales. We saw more success when we were in person or like, directly through Instagram or, vendor events or whatever.
I think websites do good. Oh, yeah. I think websites do good with certain categories of whatever you're doing.
Whatever you're selling.
It depends. Like, it does give you a look. But say, for instance, for a podcast like this, do we necessarily need a website? I don't think so. I think we just need a pop in Instagram.
I think it'll still be cool for people to go to and check out if we shout it out.
I think it depends on the level that you're on as well. Like, if you're at Fashion Nova level, then of course you need a website. People ordering stuff all over the world. But right now, where we're at as a small business based out of Dallas, we don't really need a website.
But I don't think if I'm thinking about myself as a consumer, I don't even go to people's website no more.
You said what? I was just telling that a titty was on the mic, and that's why it was moving all the time.
All right, you gonna get a visit. Hey, bro, I heard what you were saying about my 2-year relationship, bro.
Hey, I heard you said it wasn't shit. You talking about my girl titties?
I don't like what you doing, brother. But no, like I'm saying for
I can't help that.
Yeah, it's milky. So,
really?
To answer your question,
like as a consumer, I don't go to people's website. I go to your Instagram.
I don't either. Well, because nowadays everybody's on social media. Right. People have short attention spans. It's like 30 seconds or less, and the deal is made. 85% of my 85% of my income is generated from social media with all of my businesses. Right. So, I think social media is a wonderful platform to advertise and to brand yourself.
So and it's free.
Right. And it's free.
It's not free because it takes my time, but yeah.
Cost.
Websites.
Yeah. So you guys feel like there's no need for you to actually get a physical store right now.
Not when online is popping.
No. Online is popping. Consignment is coming. Have other people do the work for you. I'm all about that.
Right. So our merchandise would be actually in other people's boutiques and stores without us having to pay somebody per hour to work the register or pay rent or pay lights or any of that.
The pop-up too much cost. It's so successful.
Exactly.
Because, like, you in and out. Like people, like you sell what you need or whatever. People buy what they buy, and you just move on to the next one.
Right. And we interact with the crowd. It's not like, hey, come buy my stuff. It's like, hey, I want to get to know you, build a relationship. What are you into? What kind of business do you have? What do you do? Right. Like that's how you build relationships with people. Is you ask questions, you have a conversation.
Your network is your net worth.
Come on now, James.
True.
Nipsey said that.
He had to, right?
Yeah, man. The marathon continues.
Nipsey said everything, man. All right, well,
what you got?
I had another question.
Oh, okay.
We can go ahead and roll into this or that.
Nah, go on, nigga.
No.
The question.
I don't have it. But I think it's something else I want to do. I was trying to think of what it was. Kobe. I want to talk about Kobe real quick. Mm-hmm. We don't have to stay here too long, but I did want us to express our feelings and everything like that. Because this podcast don't come out until a week. It'll be a week once, since he passed away.
Almost.
Well, he died on Sunday, and this podcast will drop Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's very heartbreaking. You don't have to be a fan or a Lakers fan or be close to him to feel that hurt. Like, I shed a tear. I've really never cried when a celebrity passed away.
Right.
It just, his legacy just, it succeeds him, like who he was as a person in his heart. So it's, you know, I can't imagine how his family feels. I know, like, what we feel is nothing. That's something I don't feel like I could bear that weight
Right.
of my child and my husband. Like, at one time, like, even ever having to deal with that unless you guys are in old age, that's hard, you know.
Go ahead, Steph. I know you was going to cut you off.
Nah, go ahead.
I think the toughest part about it for me, being a father of a little girl, you know, that shit hurt me. Like when I got the text message, at first everybody was in disbelief, you know.
I didn't believe it.
Like, all right, this is some fake news, you know. But then, like, you just kept getting confirmations, like, yo, this shit might be for real.
Right.
And so I was very sad, but when I found out this little girl was there, and that really hurt me as a father, because I'm like, as parents, everybody in here parents, like, we pride ourselves on how we protect our children. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And to look over at your child and see like there's nothing else that can be done at this moment, you know, for me to protect you, that hurt me, you know. And I also think that this whole thing, because like, you don't think about Kobe dying, you know that everybody's gonna pass away someday,
right?
But
you don't think about that shit. Like, this nigga gonna die a week from now. You know what I'm saying?
Not at 41.
I mean,
Not
and
at
then
41.
he just was looked at like a superhero. Like, you kind of think he's invincible in a way. Like, oh, Kobe's gonna live forever, you know, like, because he's such a legend.
You don't even think about it.
But that's how we look at like pretty much like every celebrity. Like, we think about like they are going to be around for a while. Like, we don't even put a time stamp on how long a person is gonna stay around. We just be like, oh, they good, you know. That's just how we think about life. But we don't really put a time stamp on the life of a person, because it can go from 10 to 20 to 30 or even to a couple of months. But us as human beings, we don't really put a time stamp, because we don't know what's gonna happen to a person.
You know what I think the sad another sad thing going forward as we continue to live, going forward, is like, we know a lot more celebrities than our parents did. You know,
That's true, because of social media.
Because of social media,
Right.
like, we gonna cry
It's in your
a whole
face.
bunch more times. You know,
I don't think so.
you don't think so?
Well, I mean, I guess like as far as me crying.
Oh, what you? I actually got a question about that.
Yeah.
Like, do you grieve well? How do you grieve?
Man,
'cause
that's actually a good ass fucking question.
Because I've noticed your responses at some deaths, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it's not like mine. Like, I cry like a motherfucker.
Have you ever had someone close to you pass away?
Yeah. Last year. Was it last year?
And I'm not saying you got to be crying over celebrities or anything like
No,
that.
I'm
People
not.
that you didn't know, but I'm
just
just
said that. Have I had like somebody pass away? Like, my cousin passed away, and
last year.
and
No,
that was
2018.
it last year?
I think it's 2018.
No, it was 2018, because it was 2018, and that was just like out the fucking blue. Like, she was a month younger than me, so I mean, like, so of course, like, you not thinking about, like, a person never think about a person that's passing unless they have an illness. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if a person passes away to have an illness, it's more receptive or more accepting for you to digest. But if a person's just like randomly passing away, it's mind blowing, and it takes a little longer for you to digest. Like, why did this person pass away? But everybody has a time stamp on them that we don't know about, you know. So, far as me expressing how me and my cousin grew up together. Like I said, she was a month younger than me, so we went to the same schools, middle school, high school, elementary. Like, we did all that together. And for her to pass away, it was a lot, because like, you don't really picture a person passing away, and then when you think about you dying before your kids dying before you, or you dying when like the time stamp is not available,
like before your time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like, Kobe was fucking 41 years old. Like, ain't nobody like thinking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, everybody thinking about, he gonna pass away when he 80, 90 years old. But that's not the case for a lot of people.
I mean, just from my own personal experience, I feel completely different from you.
Mm-hmm.
I buried both of my parents, and my best friend, who was my cousin, who's the godparent of my oldest. So my perspective on life and how short it is completely different. At the age of 18, I buried my father. At the age of 24, I buried my mother. At the age of 27, I buried my childhood best friend, cousin. So my perspective is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
how's it different?
Just like amongst my peers and people that I deal with, a lot of people can't relate to me.
Far as what though? Like how can they?
Is your mother and father alive?
My dad passed away when I was 5. My mother is still living.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still have your mother. So like a lot of people can't relate to me because they may still have their mother. They still may have their father or their grandparent or their childhood best friend. I don't. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like a lot of people can't relate to the pain that I experience. You know, like I really don't have any family here in Texas. It's my kids, and I was in a 17-year relationship. So
yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people can't relate to that. Some people can, but the average person, they have at least one living parent.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
So that's all I'm saying. And it's like everybody, like you asked him, how do you grieve? Everybody grieves differently. Like I was prepared, especially for my mother. Like I knew she was going to pass, but she actually outlived my father by 6 years, which was strange to me. I don't want to get too deep off into it. It might turn into a whole nother radio show, but I was prepared for my mother to die because I grew up
knowing she had an illness or whatever, right?
Yeah, my mother had full-blown AIDS. So I lived that life. You know what I mean? Like I literally saw somebody that I loved and take care of me like suffer every day. You know what I mean? Like it was nothing pretty about it. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Not that I have an enemy, but I experienced that. That was real life to me.
You know,
that's nothing that not to cut you off. Just I'm gonna say this too. Like growing up, like that's not nothing that you could joke around with me. That was serious to me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like my child's mother has lost both her parents, just like you. And you know, when I met her mother had already passed, but her dad passed away in the midst of our relationship. And I remember when he passed away, she said, "I feel like an orphan." Me being a person who still has his mother and his father, never even thought what it feels like to be alone here on earth. You literally here alone on earth. You don't like. I laugh and joke with my mom all the time. She cooks some. Hey, come through and get a plate, TJ. You know, but she has no one to do those things. You know, even just to say happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? So I can't necessarily say I've been there, but I do empathize with people who have lost both of their parents. The reason I was asking about grieving is because I saw some people's reactions to Kobe's death. Draymond Green being one of them, and I'm not necessarily saying he did it wrong. Let me go ahead and say that.
Right.
But he said that when he learned of it, he went back to sleep. He said, "Man, I ain't dealing with this," and went back to sleep. And I heard a few people say, "I'm not dealing with this." Me, the way I grieve, I have to deal with it full on. I want to hear every interview. I want to hear every person talk. I need to go ahead and get all these tears out now. I have to hear it. But I notice some people try to avoid it.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Because it's a lot for a person to digest.
But, okay, so I'm wondering, like, for the people who have to avoid it, are they doing that healthy? Is that healthy?
For them, it could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
Like, my first reaction is not to judge it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging Draymond Green or anybody else that felt like that. But for me, I'm just different. Like, when my aunt passed away, I dealt with that. Like, I was crying at work when I got the news. You know what I'm saying? So, you gonna get these tears. I want to talk to everybody who was impacted by this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is personal, and like when Nipsey died, I was crying like a mother when Nipsey died.
Yeah, definitely.
I cried. All right. And as well as Kobe and his daughter as well. You know, me being a father of a little girl, I have to deal with it head on. Otherwise, if I put it to the side, I don't feel like I'm
genuine.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm genuine. I'm not being authentic to myself, but I'm also not coming to reality again. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I deal with it the same way.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, I deal with it the same way. Like I lost my son's father. He passed away October 14th, 2018. And that was a relationship I was in for 10 years. So, you know, even though we hadn't been together for 2 years, it hurt like we were still together. Like how your friend said they felt like an orphan. Like I kind of felt like a widow because we were together for so long. And I deal with it the same way as in like I wanted to look at all the pictures. I wanted to post. I wanted to talk about them. But his family was more like, I can't look at his face. I can't look at his pictures. Like they didn't really talk about it like that. So I can kind of see that. You know, the two different ways how you grieve. Everybody grieves differently.
I got a friend of mine who say they don't go to funerals, and I was so offended by that. I was so offended. I was like, yo, if somebody in my family close passes away, and you don't show up to the funeral, as long as I've been knowing your ass, then I might have to question where we at, because funerals work for me. You know, because you with the people who will grieve. Because something that I realized when anybody that passes away, I'm not the only one that's dealing with this loss.
Right.
You know? It's a lot of people. We all having to help each other together.
Yeah, and it's hard to grieve alone.
It's hard to grieve alone.
It's
I
hard,
don't want to grieve alone.
But I kind of feel your friend that says they don't do funerals because, like, after my mother passed, like, I don't do the Catholic Church no more. I don't want to get into religion, but
shit, that's what we do.
I don't want to get into religion, but it was kind of like I'm done with the church after that. Like, this is the last time, and my mother's mother had passed 2 summers ago, and it was like that was the only exception that I made because I wanted to pay my respects. But you know, everybody deals with grieving differently. Some people want to avoid it, some people want to embrace it. For me, it was sad, but it was a sense of relief at the same time because they're no longer here suffering, especially for my mother. Just what I witnessed, what she went through. And, you know, it's kind of like, come on, God, like, why are you playing with me? Why are you letting her continue to suffer, you know? But, you know, everything has its reason, and we may not understand it at that point in time. But, you know, at the end of the day, you just really have to cherish life and understand what that relationship, what kind of value it brings to your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, I know for me personally, like, you know, God forbid, but I want people to celebrate me and be like, oh, Steph, she was cool, she was funny, she was about this. Like, I don't want people to be sad, you know, because at the end of the day, like, you can go at any moment. And I don't know what kind of parent this makes me, but I'm very honest with my kids. Like,
definitely should be.
It's no Santa Claus in my house. Like, ain't nobody taking credit for the hard work that I put in. And I tell my kids all the time, like, I try to teach you about life because I could die today. And that's the truth, because that's the life that I've lived. Like, people come and go in your life. And so I just tell my kids, like, you have to learn how to do things for yourself, because one thing my mother taught me before she passed away, she said, don't ever depend on anybody but you.
Right.
Yeah. As far as raising kids, man, it's no better way than life. Like, teaching them what life actually is. Because just like you said, it's no Santa Claus in my house. I mean, I feel the same way. But we're taught to pretend and put on a facade for the sake of what society paints. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even though we don't believe in something, we know something that's not true, we still put up a front. We still tell our kids or certain people, or try to make this fairy tale believable, but it's not. And far as grieving, when I believe I got woke up like 4 a.m. when my cousin died. My cousin called me, and it's crazy because I saw my cousin call me. I was like, I call in the morning, you know, just like, you know, I'm asleep, I call in the morning. But she called 2 more times and I answered it, and that's when I got the news, and I didn't cry. You know, I'm just, cause it's just like I'm a processor. You know what I'm saying? I have to. Shit has to make sense to me. I have to analyze certain shit. I have to think about certain shit. So it didn't even when I was driving to the hospital, man, like it didn't even hit in.
Right.
Until I saw her. And that shit it was just mind blowing. You know? I just saw this person, my cousin that I've been knowing for like 28, 29 years is not themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that was hard for me to digest when I actually was face to face with it.
Do y'all think it's fair to say people need to find their grieving style? You know,
a person knows they like their grieving style.
I don't think they do.
I think
no,
I don't think
because
they
death
do
is
either.
unexpected.
It's unexpected, and I think a lot of people, like we said when I was being interviewed by you, and I got choked up when I was talking about the separation between Alicia and I. Like the reaction was to, let's just talk about something fun. I was like, nah, let's cry together. It's okay. we finna get these tears on the podcast. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think our initial reaction is to jump right back to happiness or jump back to something comfortable. And I think that even happens in death. And I don't know if that's the healthy side of it. Now, just because you may grieve differently from the way I do it, don't mean it's wrong.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think there's a right or way.
It's not a right or way.
A wrong.
A right.
you
said it right.
I have it right away.
you have to
Right
let a
or
person
wrong way.
deal
I don't think
with.
there's a right or wrong.
Oh, nigga, that's 2 times in a row.
I know. Thank God I got insurance.
You have to let a person grieve how they grieve.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't
So
say.
you gotta find your grieving style.
But it's not that person knows how they grieve. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
you can't tell that person that you should do this or you should grieve like
Well,
that.
I'm not saying you telling somebody to do it, but I'm telling I think some people, their initial reaction is ain't always the right one.
Be comfortable with how you grieve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I discovered? I'm remodeling my house right now, and you know what I discovered through so many years? I'm a sentimental hoarder. I'm a sentimental hoarder. My mother, her last meal was this, we're Dominican. Her last meal was this like this shrimp dish with like rice and shrimp. I had it in the freezer for like years in the Tupperware. And I can openly admit that. I'm talking about years. It was hard for me to let go of my mother's last meal.
Fam, I still got dead people's phone numbers.
Oh wow.
No, for real. Like, it's people who passed away in my life, and their number is still saved in my phone.
Yeah.
How can you
still
delete
have,
that,
I still
though?
have
I
my
can't.
son's
How can
father's
you?
number in my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I still got my cousin, and what's so crazy? Man, this is crazy. A person that I text has the same name as my cousin, and I text my cousin, and I realized it, and it kind of fucked me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, because I don't know. It really did, because it's just like I just go and just put in the search for the text, and I just text this person, and it was my cousin.
Wow.
So that was actually hard for me, because I ain't really like dealt with it and experienced it in like probably like over a year, and then certain emotions and certain shit come up. So like I was really fucked up, like damn, because it had a picture on there and everything. So
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's crazy.
Well,
Kind of brings back memories, you know?
yeah, it really does.
I'm not sure what the story is by the time this podcast drops, but just know I always say this: we record on Wednesday. So the story is of Kobe and everybody that was on the helicopter with him passing was just a few days ago. So by the time this podcast drop, it'll be a week, and it'll also be a new story about it. But I do just want to speak for Wednesday. We're all sad, and that really hurt me. I had a lot of plans on Sunday, and I didn't make a move after I heard that.
Right.
I didn't go nowhere. I stayed right there in my sweats and muscle shirt and just chilled at home because I was hurt. So I do just want to express to our listeners that if you're grieving, find your way of grieving, and it's not just with Kobe, but any family member, any friend that you're dealing with, find your grieving style, and it's okay. I don't think you can go based off a formula or Google some how to grieve. Like, no, you have to find what works for you. If you need to cry, good. If you need to avoid it and take a nap like Draymond Green did, do it, but you have to find.
That's end though. Like people love and have to be told how to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to experience it. Experiences. You know, experience it. Well, you got me. So a person, like, they can't really go off their own emotions and how they like their thought process, because they feel like, okay, nah, this is wrong. I have to do what they say do.
Right,
you know
the traditional way.
Yeah, like, and when you live and when you experience and when you accept life for what it is, nobody fucking knows that like all the answers. Like, you have to experience it yourself to get the understanding, to get the real true emotion of certain shit. Nobody can tell you how to fucking grieve. Nobody. You have to experience that shit yourself and really deal with your emotions. But the problem is, a lot of people don't know how to deal with their emotions. They don't know how to feel. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to express certain shit. So they just go based off what another person says, going like Googling certain shit. You should do shit certain. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. But that is what works for them, and not for you.
Right.
Now, you know what? All right, I'm gonna say this and then we can move on. But I remember I was reading a book. You know how everybody tells you read books, and I'm an avid reader. I love reading. I remember reading this book one time, and I was disagreeing with everything the author was saying. and it didn't occur to me until that moment, like, hold on, this is just another man on the end of this book
with his opinion.
I don't agree with a damn thing that he's saying. What's it say? Yo, chill out, man.
Hey, it's a lot of niggas on there.
But yeah, so it's okay to disagree with everybody and their steps on how you should approach things. You have to find your way. Even when you go to a counselor, I've been to counseling before. Counselors don't necessarily help you make an answer or come with a decision. They just ask enough questions. So you
to help you think about
it. Or they just let you vent.
It's a process and it's ongoing. It doesn't like, okay, I'm done grieving today. Like, you're probably going to grieve that person for the rest of your life. And you're going to have to,
and that's okay.
You learn different ways to deal with it, but it always going to hurt the same. Like,
but I'm a big advocate for therapy, for counseling, for all of that. I mean, obviously there's a big stigma here in America with mental illness and things like that. That's
especially in the Black community.
Yeah, especially. But I can honestly say here, I go to therapy every Thursday. I go to therapy every Thursday because I just feel like everybody has a story to tell. Everybody's been through something traumatic in their life. You know, whether it be your childhood, your adult life. It's important to reach out and speak to a professional because you want to handle things in a healthy way. Because you know what I'm saying. You gotta protect and preserve your life. But just to recap, like on the Kobe thing, like I wasn't a personal fan of his, but I have children and he was brilliant. I mean, the man spoke 7 different languages. He was very intelligent. He had a very high IQ. He was a family man. Yeah, he has flaws, but who doesn't? You know, who doesn't? But you know, I think people I've seen some nasty things on social media and the internet. I think we just got to focus on the positive. You know, just his mentality, his mindset, just like, I mean, we can go into a whole nother subject, but you got to respect him, point blank, period.
And I wouldn't even say necessarily focus on the positive because every person have positive and negatives within them. So you just have to focus who he was as a person, you know, because a person is not going to be 100% perfect. You know,
right.
It's always going to be flaws within that person. But what a lot of people like to point out is the negative on a person. Because I remember, like, you had posted, and I had went and saw the original post about the teacher that did the timetables of the 9 through 10. Mm-hmm. And she put 9 times 1 equals 7. You know, and everything else was correct, and all of the students was laughing, right? So, and she said she did that on purpose, so you can focus on what reality really is. Like, you can get 9 questions right, but what society will focus on that one question that you got wrong.
Right.
And that's the truth of what reality. A lot of people like to focus on the negative versus the positive. Like, yeah, I got one question wrong, but I got 9 questions right, and you just focusing on the one that I got wrong.
Fact though, the Super Bowl have been played by the time this podcast come out. I guarantee you, when Monday comes, the next day, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, Shannon Sharp, they all going to talk about how the loser lost the game, not necessarily how the winners won the game.
Right.
It's so much easier to talk about
what they did wrong.
What they did wrong.
Right.
What they did wrong.
You know,
Yeah.
Skip. That's what they got to do.
Yeah.
Skip. But it sells though.
Because
negativity sells, unfortunately.
Because don't nobody know. Like, you can. It's so easier. It's so easier for you to focus on the negative versus the positive, because the negative, you can just be like, okay, they did this wrong, so
Right.
this is why they lost. But for us, the right, don't nobody fucking know. Like, it just happened, and a lot of times it just happened because if they was to play 2 games, right? Because they only play 1. If they was to play 2 games, Kansas City can win 1, and San Francisco can win 1.
Don't start that debate with me. That's why I
Now-
say basketball is better.
Now what? You know what I'm saying? Like now what are you gonna do?
Right.
You know?
But I want to end this and go to this or that. But man, R.I.P. to Kobe, R.I.P. to Gianna,
Definitely.
And everybody that was in the
and
plane crash.
everybody that was on that
Everybody.
plane crash, and everybody else that just lost their lives, man. That's a lot of people that just did not wake up this morning, or whatever the case may be, man. It, like, the Kobe Bryant situation, the helicopter situation, just really made me deal with my own mortality. You know, you're like, damn, this, like, I can pass away someday. You know,
Like any day.
any day.
Yeah.
Any
So,
day.
May we all come to grips with who we serve, our loved ones, as well as your higher powers. Get in tune with all in all, man. Quit fighting with folks.
Amen.
All right, brother. You ready to jump into this or that?
I mean, we can.
Let's do it.
All right. So my first question to you guys is, what do you feel is harder to do? For you to say that I need help, or for you to say that I'm sorry?
For me personally, probably I need help.
I agree. It's like a pride thing. Like, if I'm wrong, I can admit that I'm wrong. I don't have a problem with that. But if I need help, I was just talking to Stephanie about that earlier. Like, you know, if I ever had financial struggles in the past, like, it would have to be my very last or very desperate for me to ask somebody for money. You know what I'm saying? It's like a pride thing. Like, you, not that you just don't want to look bad, but it's just like you want to be able to do it on your own. And it's hard to ask people for help, honestly.
All right. Yeah. Mine's the same answer. It's unanimous. It's
Yep.
yeah, like, to ask for help is everything that Jamie just said. Like, it goes straight to my ego. And ego is not always a bad thing. A lot of people like to say you got to kill your ego. Like, no, ego keeps me from being punked as well. You
In
know,
certain
like, now you're not fit to bully me. You know, but yeah, man, mine's is asking for help as well, brother.
But what if you put in a situation to where you have to ask for help?
Well, just like Jamie said, that's when you do ask for it. That's when you
Right.
got to swallow your pride to do it.
Right, I mean,
thing
like,
is-
yeah, you ain't gonna ask for help when you got like $100.
Some people do though. Some people are very
have
good
no
at
shame in asking for
Yeah,
help.
I'm not that guy.
I just don't want anybody to ever say, like, oh, I did this for you, or be able to throw that in
Don't
my
throw it in my
that's
face.
mine.
You know, because
Don't ever
people
in
are
your
like
life.
that. People
Yeah.
are like that. They're like, well, I remember I did this, and they expect you to do something for
But
them.
it's
It's
not-
like you have to give without expecting anything in return.
Right. It's not genuine. So if it's not genuine, I don't want it. Thank you. Next.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Okay. I guess you're going to the next question then. All right.
Now,
Yeah.
people will label you after one fuck up. Just like we were just saying though. Like,
But it's so easy to do though.
Like you may need some gas money one day, and they'll remember you needed gas. You needed that ride 20 years down the line.
What about when I gave you that $15 for gas?
That's
Like,
when I get my scissors out. Oh, okay.
You cutting
Cool.
the friendship out.
All right.
Right. Because certain shit.
Thank you so much.
Experiences will teach you fucking everything.
Yeah.
And this is just my opinion, because a lot of people like to be told, but experiences, just like you said, if I ask a person for $15 and then they bring it up 2 months. Oh yeah, that nigga EJ asked for $15 for gas money. Bet.
You showed your true colors to me.
Right.
And that's exactly
like,
what I needed you for. So thank you so much.
This happened for me to see what the fuck it is, you know? And that's what a lot of people don't understand because they don't pay attention to it. But a person will tell you every fucking thing depending on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll tell a person true colors through time.
Right.
Facto.
Yeah, sometimes it takes way too long.
But it's cool. It always
That's
happens
true,
on
too,
time. It always happens on time. You
It
know,
does.
every time you enter in a new level of success in your life, people start falling off, and that's cool. I've accepted that. You know.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that being entrepreneurs. Like, you would think the people that would support you and buy, you know, the first pair of jeans or the first shirt is like strangers.
Yeah,
you know?
it's cool.
You think it's gonna be your
I'm all
best
for
friends,
it.
but I
Now-
have friends that still have never bought anything from
And-
Creative Couture.
But you know what? To
And
me,
I don't
that's
have,
cool.
It's
I'm
cool.
cool with that. I
I'm
accept
cool.
it.
I have no
Because
love lost at all, really.
because I deal with you accordingly.
A lot of people. Okay, it was a few podcasts ago. It was weeks ago that I had said that I don't look forward to my friends and my family to support the podcast or whatever I got going on. I don't ask y'all to listen to my stuff. When you do it, then it's all love. Appreciate it, you know. But I don't ask for folks to do that. And I think to some people, like, it's an automatic cutoff. Like, oh, you ain't buying my stuff. Like, nah, we ain't fuck with each other. Nah, they don't. Like, I'm not the biggest advocate for everything that my friends do either.
I mean, that's
You
facts.
know?
I mean,
I might support your aspirations, but not necessarily like I don't listen to rock music, bro. You know,
I
what I'm saying?
take it.
So
I
is
take it
what
as long as you are supporting what I do, some way, some form of
Right.
fashion, then
You giving me positive.
yeah, like
reinforcement.
if you telling me like hey
Yeah.
like hey T, I said T, that's you of course, right? Hey E,
Yeah,
like you keep doing what you're doing. Like if you giving me some type of support, some type of way, then I'm rocking with that. But like if I'm doing something, if I have jeans, if I have shirts, and you're not supporting me in some way or some form, whether it's marketing, buying directly, then I'm definitely questioning some certain things. You know what I'm saying? For us, what's going on? Because you are, if you are my friend, my family, you're supposed to be able to do something.
should your friends repost your stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, support is support. A like, share, a purchase is all support to me. But the type of person that I am, I take notes.
Right.
If you don't do any of that, that's cool because I deal with you accordingly.
I mean, I
Right.
can
I
understand
definitely
if
like.
you
I be
got,
liking stuff. I ain't listen to it yet.
Right, like
But see,
Don't hit that like, man. That's the homie.
I can't hold a certain person to the same caliber that doesn't be on social
Right.
media, don't post,
That's
versus
true.
a person that posts consecutively daily. If you posting, reposting shit daily and you don't post my shit, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way. But if you don't post or repost at all, I'm very lenient with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel differently versus a person that posts something and doesn't.
you know, one person not supporting me is not gonna stop what I'm doing. It's not gonna stop my vision or
Right.
and my hustle. So at the end of the day, like I said, I just take notes.
Fact though, I don't even
Yeah.
expect it though.
Yeah, I don't
I don't expect.
trust
it.
me with business. I don't I don't expect anything from anybody.
My audience for the podcast and everything else I got going on is not my family and not my friends. When they do it, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for writing in. Thank you for the feedback and thank you for the 5-star reviews. But y'all really not even my audience. My audience is everybody else.
Yeah.
Because that's actually more customers outside of my family and friends.
Yeah.
You doing this
know.
because you genuinely love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I really
So,
appreciate it. All right,
Next one, sir.
I was getting to it. Appreciate it though.
My bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you do what you do, you know.
Head ass.
But next question is over the past year, what has been the most difficult death to swallow? Nipsey or Kobe?
I don't want to say this.
I have to say Kobe, just because Nipsey Hussle, like, he had a great impact on, you know, the community and everything. I love everything that he stood for, but I really didn't know who he was like that when he passed away. Like I had heard of him, but his death is really what made him like famous or like more well known, just because of everything that he stood for. Kobe is like, everybody knows who Kobe is, like since I was a child. Like he was in the game for 20 years. That's just, that's my answer.
I can see where Jamie's coming from, but for me personally, for what I've grown into, for me, I took Nipsey's death a little harder because I'm all about entrepreneurship. I actually was a special guest speaker at his last event here in Dallas for By the Block. I spoke about credit restoration and leaving a legacy for your family, financial literacy, and just setting that foundation. Just from my own personal testimony, just having legal documents in place, will, power of attorney, trust, life insurance. I was left with nothing when my parents passed away. And so for me personally, Nipsey, Kobe Bryant, yeah, of course everybody knew who he was. He was in the basketball game for a very long time. He impacted a lot of people. He influences a lot of people. But Nipsey to me was on a whole nother level, and I feel like that's why his life was taken away so short, because they knew the type of value he was adding to his own community. And they don't want us to shine, so they kill it.
I just wanted to add to that as well. Just the fact that Kobe's daughter passed with him, that's what made it. That's when I actually shed a tear, because I saw it and I was shocked. And I was like, I can't believe that he passed away. Like, that's insane. But then when the news came out that his daughter was confirmed dead as well, that's what really hurt my heart. His child, like an innocent 13-year-old that didn't really have a chance to live their life and, achieve their dreams and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's tough. That's a tough. I don't know. I honestly don't know. If I have to pick one, I guess I would have to say Nipsey, and I'm probably only picking Nipsey because his happened first, And I think when Nipsey got killed, it was so random that it was like it felt like a glitch in the Matrix, like that wasn't supposed to happen, And so when Kobe did, it was the same thing. Like that wasn't supposed to happen,
right.
So I was probably a little bit more prepared for it by the time Kobe passed away. But I'm just gonna say Nipsey, man, and mostly because I think I could relate with his story more so. Even though we knew Kobe longer, and granted, I didn't really start rooting for Kobe until his latter years and playing. I'm a Maverick boy, because I'm born and raised in Dallas. Like Mavericks did, that's a rivalry team, so I was always rooting against him. But I've always respected his grind, his hustle, his championships and everything. Always, bro. But when it comes to Nipsey, I related with his story. A dude from the hood.
Right.
I am from the hood, you know what I'm saying? But a guy from the hood who was different from his peers. Because like I'm from that block, and these are my blood brothers right here. We got another brother too. We from that block, but we are not products of that block.
Yeah,
Right.
beige.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
What you gotta do is relax. You gotta relax.
I got niggas beige though, but it's cool. I love y'all though, bro. Real talk.
We like we had different aspirations, and it's not to like one up anybody that's from my neighborhood or nothing like that, but
Right.
it's just that like I didn't find the allure of doing the same thing that my friends was doing. Like I always went, I'm gonna go this way with it.
Right.
I had a good home coming up too, so
Yeah.
I credit that to my parents as well.
You know what, bro? I feel the same way for as like my family, for as like my male cousins. I'm from here, but I'm not rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was definitely, man, I remember when I was in high school and I went out with my friends, man, and we shooting at people.
Whoa.
Yeah, like we
Like with guns?
I want to say, nah,
Took
nigga,
a turn.
We try to wrap it up, man. He's
This got
What's
real
wrong?
gangster.
But no, but it's like we shooting at people and like
Hold on, you gotta. You can't just leave it there, bro.
I was about to go into it. I remember this particular time, man. Like we went out, man, and what's so fucking crazy, bro? It's like it was Crips, it was Bloods, but that was like we was all cool. So it was like if it was a person that was a Crip, the Bloods would take over. If it was a person that was a Blood, the Crips would take over. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just so fucking. It was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? But so like it don't matter where we went, we were always getting into it with people. And I didn't like that because, you know, like I just want to chill, bro. Like I just want to have a good time, go out and enjoy my life, but I don't want to just go into it automatically thinking that I'm gonna get into it with somebody. But that's what these niggas did.
Some people live for that. I know
exactly
what you're talking about.
I can't deal with it.
That's like people like these niggas like really got hyped out for that shit. I'm like, I'm just chilling in the front seat. Why y'all niggas do what y'all do,
bruh?
But I couldn't.
All right. Okay. Let me say that. I know this podcast running a little long, but but I have been so traumatized by the early 2000s crunk era, folks getting jumped. I've actually jumped somebody before. That's
don't
fucking
play
crazy.
a Little John and East Side Boy
Yo,
song.
Hey,
all right,
that nigga TJ kick somebody
every time.
You good? You alright? You alright?
Who you with? Get crunk.
No, seriously, I grew up in that era, so I can relate.
You already know. Like I remember when somebody in the podcast community had a game night a few months ago. I think it was Teapot and was it Teapot?
TJ?
Nah.
EJ, BJ,
but
CJ.
After the
One of
event,
us.
everybody that was pretty much at the thing, not necessarily from Dallas. Me and EJ from Dallas. We from here, you know, and I knew where we was at.
Yeah.
We was off Wheatland.
And then nobody really know. I'm like,
Y'all was in the clip.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, fam.
we
like,
in front of Wingstop.
Y'all
I
too
said
comfortable.
Wingstop, Wings and more.
And so it was like
My God, I
it
know
was
exactly what he.
it was like midnight when we had to leave the spot, right? Everybody outside just socializing. I don't know if you remember, I stood to the far side of the group and was just watching. Cause I do not want to look like bait. You know what I'm saying? Like none of y'all, it's like 10 people in the huddle right now. Ain't none of y'all paying attention. I gotta look at everybody out here.
Right.
And didn't nobody even notice this dude walked by the whole group and mugged the whole entire group. I'm just not speaking of it. Shout out to B from the Hear Ye podcast. She noticed it too. He mugged the whole group for no fucking reason. No
Just
fucking reason.
looking for some drama.
And my first reaction was gonna be like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" That was my first reaction. But then I had to think like, got a little girl at home.
Yeah.
Kind of want to get back to her. But that's like reality for some people.
That's the mentality of a person.
He had no reason to do that to us, you know, but
that's how he was raised.
That's how he was raised.
Yeah.
That's apparently how he's still living. That life, even though I've been in those situations, it never was fascinating to me enough.
The
Right.
to
murder
stay
rate
there.
in Dallas is insane right now. I think already like 15 people died this month.
I don't even watch the news no more. Not the
I
local
don't.
news.
I
There's
don't
been
even
like
have
15
TV
murders in
cable
Dallas
in my
since
house.
Don't fuck
January
with
1st.
I found out about the Kimball shooting and Sock shooting on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
That's-
don't fuck with the news no more, man.
Yeah,
talk
we
about
had
that.
more shootings in 2019 than Chicago and New York.
What?
More murders.
Well, damn, nigga, I definitely didn't know that.
That's why I go straight
Yeah,
home.
it's bad.
Yeah,
It's bad. in
Chirac is
Dallas.
bad too.
That's why I don't go to bars and shit, nigga. That's why I take naps, nigga.
Cause it be over stuff like that. Like somebody walked by me and mugged me, and I shot him.
Miscommunication. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just because like we might have the same mentality for us, like you gotta watch out and shit like that. But just because you watching out and I'm watching out, now we enemies because we looking a certain type of way.
Right.
You know, towards the other prospect. I said prospect, like nigga, somebody gonna die. You know, but my next question is, would you rather look 10 years older from the face up or the waist down?
That's a weird question.
Hey, answer that
Dang,
shit.
that's hard.
You know, vagina just swinging and shit like that.
Oh,
you know?
face up, Botox.
If it's
It depends because some
if vagina
women.
is swinging,
Wow.
I do not want no swinging. Swinging vagina. That might be the name. Nah,
You
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
what
name it.
curse. Oh my
I
god.
mean, some women, especially Black and Latino women, age very gracefully. So I mean, some women get finer when they get older. So I probably would pick the body because I'd rather my body age and my face, wrinkles and everything.
Okay.
Man, I remember when that app came out, that Oldify app or whatever. I put my face on there. Nah, it ain't looking too pretty for me when I turn 80 or whatever.
But did you put it on your balls though?
Nah, I ain't put it on my balls, bro. But I'm gonna pick 10 years up on my face, man.
I guess that could go both ways too,
Yeah.
because black don't crack. So in 10 years, we might look exactly the same.
Yeah. People be like, "You have teenagers?" I say, "Yes, ma'am, I do."
10 years from now, I'll be 43. I can deal with a 43.
We're the
year
same.
old.
Ooh,
We're
you're
the same
so
age.
young.
I'm 33
A year.
too.
A year.
How old am I?
34.
He remembered that you were a
She
year
said
older
it
than
like
me.
she said it like
Yeah.
Will. Yeah, you said this shit on the podcast.
I had to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, definitely we
He
want
was
to give you
listening.
guys a time to plug any and everything that you guys like people to follow you on. Or
I think we did that already.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. I gotta go. But
Nah, say that shit again.
we gotta go. We gotta
wrap.
wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this evening. You can follow us, Stephanie Lopez here live, Jamie Davis. You can follow us on Instagram, Creative Couture, CKREATIVECOUTUREC, in case you can't spell. Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for having us here again tonight. We truly appreciate it. We've definitely had some interesting conversations here. So I appreciate you guys, and make sure that you follow them. Shout out your Instagram, so all of our followers, because we're here live on our Instagram.
okay, where you live at?
Yeah, point the camera, Jamie, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Jamie.
IBTWPodcast on Instagram, IBTWPodcast on Twitter as well. Follow us, fuck with us. All right, well, we out of here. EJ, you got anything you want to?
What's your personal shit? Like people probably
that-
want to get to know you.
Freeway TJ.
That nigga on
Instagram
I-35 TJ.
Yeah, I mean, we're tagged all over our Creative Couture Instagram if you want to follow us personally. I'm JSophie29 and
Steph DM Lopez, baby.
Already.
Okay, that's awesome.
EJ is back.
Oh yeah, I forgot in my mind. I was in tune with your show page. You know what I'm saying? It is EJ is back. EJIZ back, and yeah, that's it, man.
All right, well, we out of here, everybody. We about to go kick it with Creative Couture. Indeed. All right, so we out. Salute to everybody that listened to us. If you've been hanging out with us for about 2 hours,
Damn,
thank
about
you.
220.
We have still not found a cool way to end this show, so we're just saying this every time we go.
You know what?
What's that?
Fuck it.
Salute.